couple more times.
When I was a kid, my friend's house was so underground. We used to stand on the sidewalk to put Christmas lights on his roof. I raised pigeons since I'm a kid. My grandfather had pigeons before me. One of the guys that has the pigeons with me, Mike Tyson, very big pigeon lover, came from this neighborhood.
Chester, when was that, last year?
What's that?
When we found that body?
2 years ago, right?
2 years ago? The hole has a really interesting, background. It goes back to when the gangsters used to hang out down here, and they'd find dead bodies all over the place. I'm serious. And this was, I guess they say, the mob's neighborhood.
Okay, hello, I'm Rufus. And I'm 82 years old. God bless. I've been in New York for years and years and years and years. And I've seen a lot of things. And I never would have thought that I would see a place like the hole in the wall. I call it mostly the hole in the wall. In Howard Beach, between Howard Beach and Brooklyn. To look at the place now and think back, this is when I first went down there and stuff like that. It reminded me so much of the country. And you don't find too many places like that in New York, And I have dreams about it practically every week. That I have dream about the horses and about the guys that I hung out with for so long,
It's like a time machine where you're going back in history. You come over here, and you'll still see things. You'll still see cowboys riding horses down the streets. It's a very interesting neighborhood with a lot of history. This whole neighborhood over here is flooded. As you drive down the streets, go down Ruby Street and the other streets, you'll see giant floods where it looks like you'll see ducks. You'll see ducks in the flood.
Down here, there are no sewers. We have what you call, what's that called? Cesspool. When you know down in the ground, you can't throw paper in the toilet. So it's when I first got here, I said, wow, you can't, what? Huh, come on.
I'm born and raised in the country. I had to go to our house on the outside. These houses in the city. And they still got a hole someplace the stuff had to go to. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. This is 20th century.
A lot of these homes, the cesspools are so old that they burst underground. And the sewage, just goes into the earth. We grow tomatoes, we grow squash, we grow zucchini.
Now, do you ever feel that the soil might be kind of contaminated from not having sewerage here?
No, I think if anything, waste is a manure, which is a fertilizer. So.
That old town, dark paper tile, wax and Long Beach Tower. Magic hour, hold a hand.
It's a deserted area. So anytime you get a deserted area, you got to have some element of crime in the area. And it's very easy to do anything down here because there's nobody here. This is a daytime neighborhood. This isn't the neighborhood you're going to walk in at night.
came out one morning going to McDonald's and passing by. Next, naturally I have a car park here, so I look back and I see something like a feet. I thought it was somebody drunk, So I came back and see that the person wasn't moving. So I went down to the block. They call the guy the mayor, Mando. We call him the mayor of the block. And I went and got him, and we came down. He checked it out. He went and looked at the guy was gone, dead.
Somebody winds up down here, they're from another part of town, and they just bring them down here to get rid of them.
Bodies? I don't know bodies here. I mean, well, if anything, you're going to find bodies by New Lights Avenue, by the cemetery.
They have surveyors up there every 5 or 6 times a year, and surveying the land and stuff like that, but nothing happened. And this has been going on for years and years.
Our worst problem that we're having down in the hole now is people coming and dumping their garbage, that it really makes a bad image, and people coming down, turn around, they see all the garbage over there. Plus my house is up for sale, and when there's a lot of inappropriate activities going on, buyers don't, they look at it and they turn around and go right back out.
There's a future. I think as soon as they put the sewage in, you got a real estate broker bought up all this property over here. So if a real estate broker came in to buy the property, there must be some sort of a value. Otherwise, he wouldn't invest a fortune to buy the property. I would love it to come back the way it was years ago with farms. Because it's nicer to see animals walking the street than some of the other animals that walk around here.
Life is not perfect. It's a hell of a long ways from being perfect. You're gonna always have your ups and downs with, you abandon the place for a better life, like.
I am a bully. Dream my ties are closed. Wear my best